Guys, welcome to Black Scout Survival Late Night Live, your main source of real news that matters. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about the CEO, Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. The shooters came out. Oh, sorry, anyway, freaking hit job, right? Hunted down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in the morning in the middle of New York City sidewalk with a pistol with a suppressor on it. Jason Bourne level, like what you see in the movies. And being New York City, they're having a hard time even finding this guy where they have freaking cameras, CCTV everywhere. But anyway, it's not confirmed that it's a hitman. I'm going to talk about what I believe on this, some motive, and some things that some people are missing. But pretty much all signs point that this was at least a targeted hit. Now, it wasn't random, obviously. Someone wanted to take him out, and they knew exactly where he would be at that time, meaning that they, followed him, figured out his routine, his schedule, things like that. So, a lot of planning went into this. There was no getaway car. The guy walked down an alley and hopped on a bike, right? Here's a video of him riding down the street. He's just riding down the street on a bike. So there had to be some kind of pre-planning to this. Now, he went to Central Park after the shooting, and he had a cell phone that he dropped. Don't know if it's a burner phone or whatnot, but the feds still can't get into that phone, similar to Thomas Crooks or what, or Ryan Routh. Now you see his route here. So suspect north through Passway on 55th, site of shooting. He gets on 55th Street, then headed north to 6th Avenue. He gets to Central Park where he drops his backpack. And I think he probably had a change of clothes. He probably went into some bushes, changed clothes, dumped the backpack, maybe the pistol, who knows. But they have not been able to retrieve that at this moment. Then he went to a hostel where he used a fake New Jersey license to book his stay. Okay. Now, if you didn't know that, United Healthcare is the largest healthcare company by revenue and has a $474 billion market share. But why do I say hitman? And I'm not saying professional hitman. I'm going to tell you why. There's a lot to why I think this is not a professional hit job, like a hired hitman. Well, this was obviously a targeted hit because he had to study Brian Thompson's movement pattern to know where he was at this specific time. He concealed his face for most part with only a few images revealing his face. Sorry, guys, I have no idea what just happened. Maybe they don't want my video. Anyway, so here's some images here. Now you see him here with the face covered. Now these images kind of look different. Like you see these images here, the jacket. So this is the same jacket, but here you see there's a black backpack strap. Okay. So you see the black backpack strap on the right-hand photo. The left-hand photo actually looks like a female to me. It doesn't even really look like the same person. But then you see here's a gray backpack. Now, my boy Gotham Works tracked down the backpack, and this is from his post on Instagram. This is a Peak Design Everyday Backpack V1. This backpack is about I think $300 or $400 backpack. So this is not a cheap backpack. This is someone with some money. So $400 backpack that you plan to ditch. Like, why would you buy such an expensive backpack to ditch? But again, I don't necessarily believe this is the same person because you see the pockets on this jacket. There's no pockets on this person, right? And to be a professional hitter, you're walking around with your face uncovered. Not very likely. The other thing is to me, the face covering looks somewhat different here. This is like some kind of black gator. Like, now, could this be a decoy to throw people off? Possibly, right? But anyway, Now, people have said, and even when I first saw the video, I said, this guy has a really crappy firearm or crappy silencer or crappy ammo. Now, sometimes, you see some homemade gigs that have these issues whenever you're firing that jam with these homemade, like the oil can suppressors and stuff. But I'm going to show the video here. You see he's having to what appears to be rack the slide every time. Now, one thing I want to note here is look at how he's grabbing the back of it. It almost looks like a twisting action, okay? And this is important. Very calm. It also looks like that he intended to have to manually operate the firearm. It looks like that to me, that he planned on having to manually operate. Like this was like not something he thought. So he's got a level of calmness to him. He's not panicky. He's very smooth. He's not looking around. He's taking his shots. If it is malfunctions, he is clearing them. Now, talking about the firearm, what some people are saying, actually not some people, apparently police are saying they believe it's this firearm here, which is the B&T Station 6. This is a internally suppressed bolt action 9mm. This is it traces its roots back to World War II, and this was used by special operations units in the Axis. And you see the twist bolt there. I'm going to actually show something. Now, this is the B&T Station 6. It's modeled after the old Welrod pistol, the World War II era pistol. So this was designed again for special operations units. This is designed for wet work, guys. This pistol was designed for wet work. The bolt action reduces also the sound. So here is the B&T Station 6 being shot. So whoever's shooting this, I don't know if this is a male or female, but it's completely unnecessary to dump it. If you pop it quick enough, it pops out. So I see someone here saw that they saw a lot of gas near the rear of the pistol. I did as well. And to me, that I don't see that with the B&T Station 6. But the other benefit of the B&T Station 6, like this would be something definitely someone put a lot of thought into, because you don't have the racking of the slide making a noise, obviously keeping it more silent. The B&T Station 6, the company states that it's a whisper quiet sound signature, as you've seen in this video footage here. Now, they're saying that this B&T Station 6 could possibly have been purchased in Connecticut. Again, I don't know. But it could also be that he didn't have a Nielsen device and he needed one on the firearm, because a lot of people that are unfamiliar with firearms don't understand this concept. I'm going to explain it to you. If a barrel tips up, kind of like on this Glock 42 here, if you have a Glock, you've probably seen this before. The barrel tips up, and in this case, you need a Nielsen device to add to your suppressor. Many short recoil operated handguns are tuned to work with the weight of the factory barrel. So if it tilts up, the next round will feed in an optimal angle. That extra weight on the suppressor may hurt its cycling. Okay, so the gun would fire essentially if you don't have a Nielsen device, but the suppressor would suppress the muzzle blast, but the case may not eject, and that would cause obviously a misfeed, and you may have to go like a single shot firearm, which I think more likely is happening here. Now, again, law enforcement saying they think it's the B&T Station 6. I'm not sure why they believe that is, but to me it looks more, because like the one gentleman said, the gas escaping from the back, it looks to be that for me that he did not have a Nielsen device on his pistol, and he should have had one. Now, maybe another thought is he didn't want the shots the slide to cycle, because it creates enough distance between shots that Shot Spotter would not pick it up. Most cities, large cities, if you don't know, has something called Shot Spotter that picks up shots and they send law enforcement in that area. So it gives enough time in between shots that maybe he wanted this to happen. Again, this is someone that has thought this through. So is it a bolt action pistol, or is it that he's missing a Nielsen device, or maybe he wanted this to happen not to get picked up by a Shot Spotter? Because whoever this guy is, he has thought this thing through on many levels. So now the other thing is there were words delay and depose that was found on a live round that he dumped and a shell casing. So he's not even pretending for this to be a robbery. He's trying to send a message with this. So there are some photos, again, of this individual in Starbucks. He went to Starbucks to get a bottle of water and a few protein bars. To me, that speaks of not being a pro. A pro would be if a professional in many regards would be prepared. They'd have a pack full of food and water. They would not be going anywhere, spending any money, touching at least amount of things as possible to put fingerprints, to get on CCTV, you name it. Other thing is a professional, in my opinion, would probably take a long distance shot with suppressor. That way they're not even nowhere near the scene. And essentially they would have to scour the city using trajectory, trying to figure out and triangulate where that individual was. It would be much more difficult than doing a one-on-one like this guy did. Now, but it's also believed to this suspect. So he stayed in a hostel, right? Which is, again, a terrible idea. I don't know that would stay anywhere, that I had to, one, provide ID, even though he used a fake New Jersey ID. I would probably not spend any money anywhere. And the hostel he stayed in was a multi-person room with 2 other males. So he had to have interacted with these people. So now you have other people that can put you at the scene or spot you or recognize you or aid authorities. Now, the authorities also found a phone, again, the phone and a bottle of water near the scene of the shooting. The phone had fingerprints on it, but they were smudged. Why you wouldn't wear gloves? Obviously not a professional, probably. And then the bottle of water that he got at Starbucks that he threw down. Now, again, they have not been able to get in the phone, just like they hadn't been able to get in Thomas Crook's phone either. But the deny, defend, depose writing on the casings is something that's known for insurance companies, because they deny coverage, patient doctor defends coverage, and then they depose the insurance coverage. So this is something that this individual was trying to send a message. Now, en route to Central Park, again, he ditched the gray backpack. So let's talk about timeline just for a moment. Well, let's pop up some photos here real quick. So you see the photos here. This individual, obviously smart enough to walk around with a face mask, and being in this New York and it's cold, and probably a lot of liberals are still wearing face masks. I know Eric Adams has been trying to crack down on face masks, but you see this here, like yesterday, whenever they released photos, it was gray backpack. Today they released photos with black backpack. So I don't know if this is even the same individual. I really don't. Maybe they're using decoys. Maybe this is a very, very large operation, which whenever you have large operations like this, you got too many people involved. But anyway, let's talk about timeline. So 6:15 a.m., he took a subway from Upper West Side to Midtown. At 6:17, he bought a bottle of water and 2 energy bars 30 minutes before the shooting. At 6:30, he was seen talking on the phone. So this guy was obviously in communication with someone, which again speaks to me that he's not a pro, because, well, unless he's talking encrypted, you know, but they're going to be able to track this cell phone usage at that time, right? And probably pick the call up. Now, after leaving the hotel across the street, he was lying in wait outside the Hilton as Thompson made his way to the hotel to attend a company's annual investor conference. Now, it definitely, in my opinion, was premeditated, targeted attack. But pro, I just think that I don't think it was a pro, because there was too many mistakes I see here. I think this was meticulously planned. This is a very smart individual. This is someone who has planned this thing out for some time now. This is again, I don't believe it's a pro. I mean, if you use this pistol, maybe I would consider that you're a pro, and maybe they are. But there's just so many other ways, and to me, mistakes that I saw. Now, let's talk about motive for a moment, because a lot of people are screaming about motive. What could it be? It could be a whole host of things. You know, sometimes individuals get hit jobs on them because they're unfaithful. They're messing with someone's. You know, it could be anything. It could be something very personal. But I think the words etched into the shell casings definitely speak volumes to this. Now, United Healthcare has a claim denial rate of 32%. Now, this is more than the industry average of 16%. So obviously, a lot of people, especially if they're banging on death's door because of getting denied coverage, it could lead to something like that. Now, Thompson was also involved in a multiple high-profile legal controversies, including a lawsuit filed earlier this year by the Hollywood Firefighters Pension Fund, accusing him of insider trading and fraud. Apparently, this man was involved in moving $15 million shares and whatnot. Now, the suit alleged that Thompson and other executives leveraged privileged information for financial gain. Insider trading, obviously, is against the law. And also, United Healthcare has faced scrutiny from the Department of Justice because alleged monopolistic practices and efforts to unfairly block competitors from the marketplace. Now, one thing I want to say, though, is that their stock rose after this hit job happened. Typically, hit jobs like this or anything kind of uncertainty brought into a company usually tanks the stock, but it actually rose, which is crazy. Another interesting fact, though, is that Nancy Pelosi bought Palo Alto shares right before this. Now, United Healthcare announced that their recent security breach, Palo Alto Networks, is a cybersecurity company partner with United Health Group to secure their systems after cyber attack. So it's almost like she knew that a cyber attack was going to happen, and they were going to hire Palo Alto to come in, or Palo Alto, sorry. Now, again, the ongoing DOJ investigation, and you name it. But I also want to let you guys know something too, that my number one thought is that when you look at the attempts on Donald Trump's life and how little information, and then you see this happening and the amount of information that's coming out about, I mean, they haven't found an individual. However, it seems like they're working a lot more on this than they were on a former president and future president attempt. Then I mean, how do they get these photos so quick? I mean, within like 30 minutes and within hours, they had photos of this individual. How do they pick up photos so quickly? Now, the thing is that they haven't found the guy yet, but I think it's odd when you look at J6, this gentleman here. They identified this man by his ears. By his ears. They raided his home with his pregnant wife. That this is the guy with the Liberty safe that Liberty gave the safe code to, the combination to. This is that guy. They went and embarrassed him at work. He actually pled guilty a few days ago, by the way, to these charges. But look at his face, completely covered, and all you see is this man's ears, and they were able to identify this man, but you have a full face shot on this individual, and you can't find him. Very fishy. But anyway, this is Brian Thompson here. Tragic anyone's life gets taken. But again, my personal opinion, this was not a professional hired hit job. This was something very personal, someone who is above average intelligence, who meticulously planned this. They stayed very calm. This did not seem like a crime of rage. This seemed like a very well thought out. They've obviously used the firearm before because they knew they were going to have to clear the firearm, unless it was the BNT Station 6 that they had to manipulate the bolt. But regardless, the first shot landed in the back, the second, the calf. I'm not sure why, other than maybe stress and duress or trying to stop him from walking. Who knows? I don't know. I wasn't there. But the shot pattern, obviously, to me, signals stress and duress. So even though they were seen calm, they may have, pinged the shot off. So, but that's my thoughts. I've had a lot of people asking me about this, and I wanted to give my opinion on it. But I think they have received a lot of hate. Apparently the wife has said that he's received lots of threats. And the thing is, anytime you're in a position where people are upset with you, you need to take all threats as credible, man. And the thing is that, like, in this situation, you never know when you may be the crux of someone's life. You know what I mean? You have to always stay frosty, strapped, and dangerous, guys, all the time, right? Obviously, this individual had probably made contact or came in the proximity of Brian Thompson prior to this, right? There had to be some sort of surveillance happening prior to. You can usually pick up on surveillance, and I've talked about this: TED, time, environment, demeanor, distance. We've got videos on this. This is how you can pick up if someone is surveilling you. It could be some stalker. You're a female and some stalker. You know, you're working at the coffee shop, and this dude's coming in every day, but now you see him over here at the mall. You see him at the grocery store. You know what I mean? You pick up these things, but you need to always be frosty, strapped, and dangerous, because you never know when you may become the target in someone's life. There's a lot of lunatics out there, right? So someone's saying that CNN reported perp left a water bottle and got one fingerprint off of it. I've not heard that. I heard the fingerprint was smudged, but who knows? Maybe that's came out since the video has started. And someone's saying, if you're worth millions, no security detail. Definitely, man. I know CEOs that have security details on much smaller companies. If you're that high level of a guy, you need to hire security. You know, definitely hire security. Anyway, guys, before I forget, before we run out and you say you didn't see it, make sure you go get one of these Redneck Mass shirts. F around and find out is on the back, the equation. And then on the front, it has the stay frosty, stay strapped, stay dangerous, 1776 Black Scout Survival. Make sure you go pick one up before they're sold out. They're almost gone. And I want to make sure you guys are aware. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Leave a comment, like, share, all those sort of things. And we're going to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take
2, 3. 4, 2.